Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. My name is Matt. I know this podcast is quite new, but some of you have been following along for a while now. As you may have noticed, the narrator has changed a couple of times already in just a few months. The truth is, the podcast has been growing extremely slow, and basically nobody has left us any reviews so far. I'm here as the new voice of the podcast and would love to stick around, but I need your support to do so. Please, if you enjoy our content, it would mean so much to us if you could just leave us a review on whichever podcast platform you use. Now, take a deep breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Hello and welcome. My name is Owen Thorne, and I'm so glad you've chosen to join me for this peaceful journey of relaxation and rest. You've come here to settle into a soft and comforting space, to allow your thoughts to drift gently, and to prepare your mind and body for a soothing night's sleep. In just a few moments, you will find yourself transported to a quiet evening along the Great Wall of China, where ancient stones stand beneath a vast, serene sky. For now, though, take a few deep breaths, filling your lungs with cool, calming air, and exhaling any tension that's been lingering inside you. Feel your shoulders relax, your jaw unclench, and your eyes grow heavier as you settle into a cozy state of restful awareness. Imagine the environment around you turning softer, the lighting dimmer, and all sounds outside fading into a gentle hush. With each breath, notice how the rhythmic rise and fall of your chest helps you let go of anything that has weighed you down today. Envision a warm, soothing glow filling your mind, enveloping you in serenity and quiet. There is no rush, no urgency, only the gentle flow of your breath and the promise of a dreamlike journey. When you feel ready, when you're settled and comfortable, allow the rest of the world to gently melt into the background. Your breathing continues in slow waves, each inhale expanding your chest, each exhale releasing tension. As your eyelids grow heavy and your body relaxes, let the soothing scene of an ancient structure atop a winding ridge form in your mind. Let your imagination soften around the edges and feel a subtle warmth begin to cradle you. You are safe here, and you have all the time you need to drift deeper into relaxation. In the hush of twilight, the Great Wall of China stands silent and graceful, an ancient ribbon stretching over rolling hills and forested valleys. The traveler has arrived at a quiet section of the wall, far from the crowds and tourist spots, guided by the fading golden light of late afternoon. The daylight slowly wanes, and the evening sky evolves into a gentle wash of pink and purple, with ribbons of warm peach light hugging the horizon. High above, the earliest stars prick the canopy of dusk, shimmering faintly, like distant lanterns lit in welcome. No loud sounds interrupt this tranquil moment. A soft breeze drifts through the tall grass below the wall, carrying the scent of stones warmed by the day's sunshine. The traveller pauses at the foot of a crumbling stairway that leads to a higher point on the wall's winding path. Each stone step seems etched with memories of countless feet that once climbed here, soldiers on watch, messengers racing through the mountains, villagers on their humble journeys. The traveller sets a gentle hand against the ancient stones, feeling their rough texture, as if in silent greeting to the past. Dark green foliage lines the uneven path where ancient bricks have been reshaped by centuries of wear. Each stone holds a story, and each silent gap between them whispers of forgotten tales. The traveller feels a stirring sense of awe and calm, as though standing at the threshold of two worlds, one firmly rooted in history, and the other quietly alive in this tranquil twilight moment. Moving slowly, the traveller ascends the steps. The wind lifts a soft sigh through the grasses, brushing against the traveller's skin with a warm, comforting touch. Tiny mountain birds, finishing their final songs of the day, flit along the edges of the wall, perching upon crumbled watchtowers with curious eyes. The traveller breathes in the gentle air, noticing how the weight of modern life seems to slip away, replaced by a profound connection with the ancient stones underfoot. Each step up the wall is deliberate. Ancient watchtowers loom in the near distance, their silhouettes softened by encroaching vines and scattered wildflowers that have claimed the cracks in the mortar. Moss gathers at the edges of bricks, tinted faintly silver in the setting sunlight. Evening shadows stretch along the path, guiding the traveller to a peaceful spot where the great wall's walkway broadens into a small terrace beneath the sky. As the traveller arrives upon the terrace, they pause. Before them, the wall bends gracefully around the contours of the land, rising and dipping along the ridges, meandering toward mountains on the far horizon. The quiet majesty of this centuries-old structure evokes a gentle wonder, an awareness that this place has witnessed the laughter, whispers, and footfalls of countless souls, each leaving the traces of life and hope behind. A slow, wandering breeze stirs again, just enough to make the wild grass sway like gentle waves in a moonlit sea. The traveller leans on the parapet, peering out across a patchwork of valleys, now fading into evening shadows. Clusters of trees blend together in the dim light, and tiny lights wink from distant villages tucked between the hills. The sky above, still dyed in pastel twilight, gradually deepens to indigo, revealing more and more stars in delicate clusters. Even as darkness gently settles, the wall remains a comforting presence. Its long, meandering shape cradles the traveller's sense of wonder, inviting a gradual release of tensions and worries. The traveller takes a moment to run a hand across the rough surface of the wall's edge. There is a warmth to the stones, a residual heat from the day's sun, slow to fade in the nighttime air. This warmth soothes the traveller's palms, offering a wordless welcome, as though the ancient structure too is relaxing into the quiet hours. Night insects begin their soft serenade. Crickets hidden within the crumbling mortar produce a pleasant rhythmic hum, while a gentle wind whistles through open watchtower windows. The traveller listens, letting this natural lullaby flow through the mind. Even the occasional far-off rustle of leaves feels like a harmonious part of the evening's chorus, weaving a simple tapestry of soothing sounds that lull the senses into deeper rest. After a moment's reflection, the traveller moves along the wall's perimeter, feeling the gentle curve beneath their feet. Each footstep remains hushed, for the bricks are worn into a smooth mosaic that cushions movement. The traveller comes upon an old watchtower, its doorway half buried by shifting earth and creeping vines. Stepping carefully inside, they find that the space, once used by vigilant sentries, now feels almost like a private sanctuary. The tower roof has partially crumbled, revealing a bright window of sky overhead, where a few early stars glisten. Within this watchtower, there is a quiet hush, an enveloping softness that seems separate from the outside world. The air is cool, and the walls feel thick, as though they provide not merely shelter, but a timeless sanctuary bridging centuries. The traveller finds a secure, flat stone to rest upon and gently lowers themselves there, letting the relief of stillness wash over tired limbs. Outside, the wind catches the edges of the tower, creating a gentle whoosh that rises and falls in tranquil patterns. The traveller closes their eyes for a moment, tuning in to the subtle rhythm of breath matching the breeze. Time drifts onward with a languid grace. The traveller is unhurried and calm, leaning against the interior wall of the tower. Overhead, the sky reveals more stars by the minute, so that by the time the traveller steps back out, the firmament gleams with 1,000,000 tiny lamps, too numerous to count. The great wall, now softly lit by moonlight, seems to shimmer in quiet elegance across the rolling peaks. Deciding to continue, the traveller follows a gentle slope down the wall, where the ridge undulates between stones in an easy dip. The path feels like a murmuring memory of ancient footsteps, an echo of voices that once called to each other across the watchtowers. But tonight, those voices remain at rest, leaving only a sense of reassurance and a soft undercurrent of timeless stories. With the light of the half-moon overhead, there's no rush to find direction. The path is guided by the pale glow and by the gentle slope of the structure, each brick lit in a cool silver hue. The traveller's movements grow unhurried, as though in sync with the peacefulness of the setting. Each step is deliberate and measured, inviting even deeper relaxation. In the quiet distance, the silhouette of a mountain range forms a protective boundary. The traveller stops occasionally to run a hand along the moss-covered edges of the wall, feeling a comforting connection to the ancient stones. The mind is clear, the body is easing into a pleasant tranquility, and all thoughts become gentle and slow, merging with the stillness of the night. As the evening deepens, the breeze takes on a slightly cooler edge, carrying the delicate scent of pine from the surrounding forests. Here and there, slender branches of small shrubs cling to the sides of the wall, a silent testament to the enduring union between human craftsmanship and nature's resilience. The traveller touches one of these shrubs gently, noticing the velvet texture of its leaves, and silently thanking the living landscape for sharing this night with them. The star-strewn sky begins to mesmerize the traveler, drawing the gaze upward more and more often. Clusters of stars glimmer, some faint, some brilliant, each a tiny point of light, bridging unimaginable distances. The Milky Way, a soft band of cosmic dust, becomes visible now, stretching overhead like a celestial river. The traveler feels a calm sense of wonder, that comforting realization of being part of something vast and harmonious. In that moment, time seems to flow differently, unhurried, gentle, and rich with possibility. Eventually, the traveler comes upon another tower, slightly taller and more intact than the previous one. Its arched entrance is lined with wild vines that rustle softly in the breeze, as though waving a silent welcome. The traveler steps inside, noticing the higher vantage point that reveals a wide panorama of rolling darkness peppered by valley lights. From here, the wall extends in both directions, a winding silhouette under the moon. The traveler stands in the center of the tower, letting the night's gentle quietude draw them in further. They listen to the hush, to the faint calls of nocturnal birds in far-off trees. Softly, the wind rustles across the tower's windows, creating a subtle melody of airy whistles. Overhead, the tower's ceiling is partially open, framing the glowing moon as it sails across the sky. The traveler's gaze lingers on that luminous orb, marveling at the silvery light it casts upon the centuries-old bricks. Within that glow, the traveler can almost sense the presence of ancient guardians, who once stood watch, scanning the same horizon under a moon just like this. The traveler rests here for some time, allowing every muscle to loosen. A sense of stillness settles in, deeper than before. Thoughts drift to the countless seasons and centuries, witnessed by these sturdy walls, the snow that blanketed them in winter, the spring rain that washed their stones, the summer heat that made the very surface shimmer, and evenings like this, touched by autumn's gentle breeze. That cyclical pattern hums through the traveler's mind, lulling them into a dreamy, half-awake state. Each new breath seems to echo within the ancient tower, a testament to life flowing unbroken through the ages. Outside the watchtower, the moonlight reveals layers of mountain ridges fading into the distance, each ridge softly blending with the next. In the quiet valleys below, fields rest in shadow, while sporadic lantern lights in small village courtyards flicker. The traveller steps out onto the wall once again, where a low parapet invites them to linger, to gaze upon the scenic expanse without hurry. A gentle rustle behind the traveller signals a small creature passing among the stones, perhaps a quiet lizard or a nocturnal bird nesting between the crevices. The presence is comforting, a reminder of the gentle cycles of nature that continue whether observed or not. The traveller tilts their head back, letting the subtle glow of the moon soothe tired eyes. Each moment feels suspended, timeless, hushed. Eventually, the breeze settles into a faint whisper, barely enough to stir the traveller's hair. the stillness of the night deepens. The hush is not empty, but filled with a peaceful resonance, like a comforting blanket draped over the world. The stones beneath the traveller's hands feel cool now, the day's warmth fully dissipated into the night air. Along the horizon, the sky is dark enough that the traveller can discern the faint outline of distant peaks. The Great Wall snakes along them, an architectural wonder that, despite its age, offers an abiding sense of security and calm. In the hush of this rare moment, the traveller notices a gentle heaviness in their limbs, a natural invitation to rest. The eyes grow softer as they trace the outlines of stones stacked high. The mind, no longer busy, becomes a quiet reflection of the calm environment. All around, the night seems to welcome rest and deeper contemplation. It's as though the wall itself releases a silent lullaby, a tune of endurance, patience, and acceptance carried on the faint wind. Time passes in broad strokes, unhurried and fluid. The night sky above remains clear and radiant, stars shimmering like kindly watchers. The traveller decides to descend further along the wall, following a gentle decline. Each step is slow and purposeful, bringing them closer to a low watchtower set at a flatter section of the ridge. This spot seems inviting, almost like a natural resting place, with a broad stretch of walkway and a partial canopy overhead where vines have grown thick. Arriving there, the traveller settles onto a flat stretch of stone, leaning back against the wall's inner ledge. If one glances up, the sky is full of twinkling lights, and the moon is still bright enough to cast mild shadows across the traveller's face. The stones feel smooth and cool, and the traveller takes a moment to stretch, gently loosening muscles that have carried them along this winding path. Though the air is a touch cooler, it's a comforting coolness, fresh and cleansing. With the day's sunlight gone and nothing but the hushed embrace of night left, the traveller lets their eyelids close for a brief moment. The rustle of night insects and the subtle swaying of distant trees create a lullaby-like backdrop. In the traveller's mind, the echoes of history merge with the present stillness. There is no need to analyze or question anything here. All that's required is acceptance of this calm moment, letting it carry tension away with each gentle heartbeat. When the traveller opens their eyes again, they notice how tranquil the world seems, how far away any hurry or worry now feels. The Great Wall, with its infinite folds across mountainous terrain, forms a comforting boundary between daily concerns and this dreamy realm of gentle night. An unspoken gratitude fills the traveller's heart, a deep reverence for the craftsmanship, endurance, and stories contained within these ancient stones. It is as if the Great Wall itself breathes a spirit of resilience and harmony, quietly reminding all who visit that life endures and peace can be found in unexpected corners. Here, under the arching sky, the traveller surrenders further to the inviting nature of rest. Thoughts meander through images of countless journeys across these stones. Traders bearing goods, emissaries braving cold winter winds, guards scanning horizons by lantern's light. The traveller imagines how many gentle nights like this might have comforted those souls, how many times they too paused to marvel at the stars overhead. The mind drifts through these reflections like a leaf on still water, calm and unhurried. Eventually, the traveller rises once more, drawn by a quiet curiosity to see if there might be one more place along the wall to explore before fully succumbing to the lull of sleep. A few more steps lead them to a serene section of walkway that veers into a slight curve. The bricks here are worn and chipped, betraying the centuries of footsteps that have traversed them. Low sections of the parapet open up to a moonlit panorama of layered ridges. The air is so pure and clear that even the faint outline of distant peaks remains visible under the starry sky. Pausing there, the traveller feels a gentle sense of completion. There's nothing more required of this moment, no more steps, no need to search. The traveller understands that it is enough to simply be present, to breathe with the night, and to let mind and body unfurl in this cradle of stillness. The great wall stands with quiet dignity, a steadfast companion in the silent hours. Now the traveller's eyelids grow heavier, the rhythm of the breath slow and comforting. The hush that blankets the stones invites a sweet surrender to rest. So, the traveller finds a soft corner where a fragment of the watchtower's roof partially shields the walkway. The bricks underfoot are still stable enough to form a small, level space. The traveller spreads out a light cloth to serve as a cushion, settles there, and leans gently against the ancient wall. With the moon shining overhead, the traveller closes their eyes again, feeling the closeness of the stones and the tender hush of the breeze. A swirl of faint memories and half-dreams begins to flow through the traveller's mind. Images of starlight shimmering on time-worn bricks, the silhouettes of watchtowers against a midnight sky, and the comforting murmur of the wind weaving through it all. Breathing becomes softer, and each gentle exhale seems to blend with the night. The traveller imagines drifting like a cloud over the mountains, carried by the moonlight, with the great wall below winding through the landscape like a peaceful guardian. The sense of unity with nature and history grows, creating a cradle of timeless tranquility. In that cradle, the traveller's pulse aligns with the soft hum of night insects, a slow and steady lullaby that can carry one into the deepest realms of restful sleep. And now, the pace of thought and the flow of time quiet themselves. Let us gently draw this journey to its close, allowing all imaginations and worries to subside. The traveller is at peace, resting against the ancient stones, cradled by the hush of the evening. And so are you, safe, calm, and free to drift into slumber. Any lingering edges of wakefulness soften into the enveloping night. Feel this profound stillness settling into your muscles and bones as your breath becomes quieter and your eyelids grow heavier. Allow your mind to settle like a gentle feather alighting on a calm surface. Breathe in the peace that surrounds you, and exhale any traces of tension. The story, like the soft curve of the Great Wall, winds into the distance, leaving you in a cozy, protected space of stillness and ease. Let the atmosphere of centuries-old stones, touched by moonlight and starlight, accompany you now as you release all remaining thoughts. Any sounds around you might fade into the background, merging with the quiet hush of night. Your breath is slow, effortless, and soothing. With each inhale, you draw in calm. With each exhale, you sink deeper into the gentle darkness. As you settle into that final state of rest, permit yourself to fully embrace the warmth of your resting place, knowing that you are profoundly supported by the soft hush of the evening. The Great Wall of China in your mind's eye stands as a reassuring presence, an emblem of strength and serenity woven into the fabric of night. No haste, no noise, only the gentle invitation of deep relaxation, inviting every part of you to drift into a replenishing slumber. If thoughts arise, let them dissolve like morning mist in the first rays of sun. You are free to unwind now, to let sleep find you in its own steady rhythm. Good night, dear traveler. May your dreams carry you through peaceful valleys, over ancient stones, and beneath serene skies. Sleep well.